means that Archangel Michael's appearance in this manner is subject to interpretation. In this video, we're primarily focusing on Michael's presence in the Bible, as this is a biblical stories explained series. But I will be touching on stories and legends originating from both Jewish and Islamic texts to give you an unbiased and hopefully more complete view. Michael harnesses some sort of higher power, that he should be respected and revered by Daniel, and therefore Daniel's people. Michael is brought up one last time. Explains, Michael, the great prince who protects your people, arise. There will be a time of distress, such as has not happened from the beginning of nations until then. But at that time, your people, everyone whose name is found written in the book, will be delivered. Essentially, Daniel was being told that Michael would be the one who brought salvation upon it.
Don't worry, Mom. I'm okay. I was wounded, but the doctor says I'll be up in no time. But that's not what I had to tell you, Mom. Something happened to me that I don't dare tell anyone else for fear of their disbelief. But I have to tell you, the one person I can confide in, though even you may find it hard to believe. You remember the prayer to St. Michael that you taught me to pray when I was little? Michael, Michael of the morning. Before I left home for Korea, you urged me to remember this prayer before any confrontation with the enemy. But you really didn't have to remind me, Mom. I've always prayed it. And when I got to Korea, I sometimes said it a couple times a day while marching or resting. Well, one day, we were told to move forward to scout out for commies. It was a really cold day. As I was walking along, I perceived another fellow walking beside me, and I looked to see who it was. He was a big fellow, a Marine about 6'4", built proportionally. Funny, but I didn't know him, and I thought I knew everyone in my unit. I was glad to have the company, and broke the silence between us. Chilly today, isn't it? Then I chuckled, because suddenly it seemed absurd to talk about the weather when we were advancing to meet the enemy. He chuckled too, softly. I thought I knew everyone in my outfit, but I've never seen you before, I continued.
No, I've just joined. My name is Michael.
Really? That's mine too.
I know. Michael of the morning.
Mom, I was really surprised that he knew about my prayer. But I had taught it to many of the other guys, so I suppose that the newcomer must have picked it up from somewhere else. It had gotten around to the extent that some of the fellows were calling me St. Michael. Then, out of the blue, Michael said,
"There's going to be trouble here."
I wondered how he could know that. I was breathing hard and strong, and my breath hit the cold air like dense clouds of fog. Michael seemed to be in top shape, because I couldn't see his breath at all. Just then, it started to snow heavily, and soon it was so dense, I could no longer hear or see the rest of my unit. I got a little scared and yelled, "Michael!" Then I felt a strong hand on my shoulder and heard his voice in my ear.
It's going to clear up soon.
It did clear up, suddenly. And then, just a short distance ahead of us, like so many dreadful realities, were 7 commies, looking rather comical in their funny hats, but there was nothing funny about them now. Their guns were steadily pointed straight in our direction. "Down, Michael!" I yelled as I dove for cover. I looked up and saw Michael still standing, as if paralyzed with fear. So I thought at the time. Bullets were spurting all over the place. Mom, there was just no way those commies could have missed at that short distance. I jumped up to pull him down. Then I was hit. Someone was laying me down. Strong arms were holding me and laying me gently on the snow. I opened my eyes, and the sun blazed in them. Michael was standing still, and there was a terrible splendor in his face. Suddenly, he seemed to grow, like the sun, the splendor increasing intensely around him. like the wings of an angel. As I slipped into unconsciousness, I saw that Michael held a sword in his hand, and it flashed like a million lights. Later on, when I woke up, the rest of the guys came to see me with the sergeant.
How'd you do it, son?
He asked me, "Where's Michael?"
Michael who?
Michael, the big Marine walking with me, right up to the last moment. I saw him there as I fell.
Son, you're the only Michael in my unit. I handpicked all you fellas, and there's only one Michael. You. And son, you weren't walking with anyone. I was watching you because you were far off from us and I was worried. Now tell me, son, how did you do it?
It was the second time he had asked me that, and I found it irritating. How did I do what?
How did you kill those 7 commies? There wasn't a single bullet fired from your rifle.
What?
Come on, son. They were strewn all around you, each one killed by a sword stroke.
And that, Mom, is the end of my story. Maybe
out of the sun on January 29th along with a coronal mass ejection, CME. This means a solar storm has been tipped to reach the Earth by February 2nd. A CME is a large expulsion of plasma and magnetic field that explodes from the sun's corona, its outer layer. These contain billions of tons of fast-moving solar particles as well as the magnetic field that binds them. Dr. Tamitha Skov, a space weather psychist, posted on Twitter, direct hit. NASA, NOAA Met Office predictions agree the solar storm launched Jan 29 will hit Earth by early February 2. She later added, the earlier post showed NOAA/SWPC prediction. This one shows the NASA prediction, which indicated the solar storm could hit as early as 18:00 GMT on February 1st. The final post is the Met Office prediction. This model shows the solar storm hitting by 05:00 GMT on February